One of the things that you're going to notice when you're in Seesaw is that you'll be using the drawing feature quite a bit. So when you're in here and the teacher that you're working with assigns an activity, you're going to go to the light bulb. Then students will be adding the response by tapping the green button right here. So I'm going to tap and pretend that I'm a student. Then I'm going to tap the drawing feature. When I open this up, it should open to the activity. And then if I'm using this, what you're going to do is you're going to see that there are spaces here for up to 20 pages. So if you add a page on the bottom, so I'm going to keep adding. Each of these, let's say you were reading a book, you could take a picture of each of the pages of the book and put it in here, or put multiple pages of a book in each slide, and then you can read for up to 5 minutes per slide. So that is what you're going to do with that. Another feature that you could use in here, one of the tools, is tapping the text right here. So I'm going to tap that, and then you can go ahead and write something in there. So let's say it was your first page. You might want to type recording 1, and then you can put your keyboard away, and then you can move this to the top above your picture so that they know to go to each of the pages. Well, obviously this is out of order, so I'm going to pop it back up to the top so that we have recording 1 being our first slide. You'll maybe say recording 2 for the second slide, and so on. Another thing that you might use in here is you can use the microphone, and that is where it's going to count down for you so that you can record on each of the pages. Another feature that you have in here, this is how you're going to take the photos. So if you tap on the photo, you can either upload from the camera roll right here, or so then you could go in here and choose something. So if I wanted to put, let's say I was putting this in here. We're just going to pretend. So if I put this in here, and let's say this was one of the pages I was reading, I could essentially take all my pictures ahead of time in my camera roll and pull them up, or I could go ahead and take my photo immediately right in here, and then I could take my picture like this of an upside down tree. But anyway, so then I can put multiple pages in here. So if I wanted to put side-by-side pages, I could make them bigger by pulling on these little circles. And then you have pages that can go side by side, especially if you're not reading a lot of pages at once. Again, also, then you have the 3 dots that are down here. You can have different backgrounds, so you can choose your different backgrounds so things can pop off the page. Sometimes you might use backgrounds like a writing background, or larger pages, larger pieces where you're going to write in there. You might use the graph, some of the dots if you're going to be maybe making some shapes, or plotting, and you can just choose different backgrounds. So that's pretty much what that looks like, but also you have shapes. So what's nice is if you're doing something with shapes and students, you can use some of these like this, or if you were trying to use your drawing tools, which are all found on the bottom here, if I wanted to take my pencil, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to, hold on, I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to go to the 3 dots, delete it, go to the 3 dots, delete this. I'm going to delete this as well. If I were to go down to the features on the bottom, I could choose my colors on the side here to change the color of my pen. And then if I were to maybe do like 1, and then I could put times 1 times 5, and I have to go back down, tap it again, 5, and then I could go to my equal sign. I believe that was in here too. Then I can move that over, or I could just draw it. 1 times 5 equals 5. So you could have students talk over their thinking with the recording, resubmit work, all kinds of things. So there's a lot that you can do in here. So that's pretty much it. You can have many uploads for pictures into this section as well. I believe you can have around 10 of those. So this is pretty much what the drawing feature has. On the very bottom here, you're going to notice that there's a caption. I think we talked about being able to put different things in here. You could caption your picture, you can add a voice caption, and then you could also put a live link in here as well. And that's about it for the drawing feature. Oh, the other thing to tell you, if you tap up here, I just tapped up here, this will just take something like if they're annotating and they have to get real close and let's say they're going to highlight, it'll allow you to highlight a little closer and then you can back it up again. Also, if you don't want any of these tools on the side and the bottom, you can tap this button right up here that looks like the little box, and then it takes your tools away just for the moment. So it just makes things a little bit easier to see. And that's about it with the drawing feature.